Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm going to do another session of puzzles on Puzzle Streak, and this time around I'll be working with 2100 level puzzles, so let's hop to it. I'm not sure how many puzzles it's going to be right now. Alright, so I'm drawn to this h2 square. I'm looking at knight to f3. Where is white vulnerable? This queen is maybe short on squares, actually, but I don't see a great way to attack her. That could be captured. That's opening up f6. So forget about that. Oh, I'm looking at actually this one now. Most forceful move. Rook takes h2, king takes. It's pulling the king out. And then knight here seems to be setting up some good stuff. A lot of different mating patterns with the knight on with this knight on f3. So let's say here, king recaptures, knight f3. We also have in mind a potential fork if the king were to make use of g2. 3 pieces would be on light. We'd get this fork. So it's probably this. Chop here, knight f3. If king g2, we have knight h4. And if the king goes to g3, we have queen h4. And then that's going to eventually lead to mate. Actually, king to h1 or g3 will allow for queen h4, queen h2, queen g1, and then queen e1. The white king will end up walking a tightrope to this square for mate. But I think this one's probably going to be just the win of a queen. I'm expecting king g2 after the knight goes to f3. Let's find out. Yeah, so this is where we land the fork. We can't invite our queen into the attack now with check, so we have to go for the queen. Yep, that one's it. So if I were to just go back here, I believe it's leading to mate if the king goes to one of these. Oh, I was pointing out g2 or h1, but any one of these three. I believe here, it's going to be mate. Mate in 4, mate in 4, mate in 4 with the same sequence. So let's just go with this one. Here, check. Here, h2, g1, and e1. So this is really the key piece to focus on. A knight on f3 coupled with the queen is very often deadly, and it could be even a rook in many cases, and that can be enough to do the trick. Okay, continuing. Black to move. Well, feels like you don't go anywhere if you start with this rook here, and I don't know how to break down white's position. What I would like to do is play here with then this move in mind. The only way to stop bishop to g3, like here, and let's say this, bishop here, and then after the rook moves we push through and we're going to win a piece. So I believe we start with this one, and the only way to stop bishop g3 is king f2. But then, I should be pointing out, after this move we have 2 different paths for the bishop to try and control that e1 square. So e2, king f2. If we play here, rook takes pawn, we go nowhere. But we would have this check as well. And I believe that's going to be the winner, because in that position, if the king goes to g3, then we get to play here and we're pushing through. We're going to win material there. After e2, king f2, check, and king takes pawn, that's running into discoveries. So we could take here, attacking the unprotected bishop. I could have pointed this out right from the initial position. These guys are unprotected, so Yeah, the sequence, discovered check here, the king moves, we exchange rooks, and then win the bishop in the end. So let's put this one on. I believe that's how it'll play out. Yeah, this is the key follow-up, check, and puzzle end. So if here, bishop e2, only win. And if here, bishop takes pawn. Oh, okay, or bishop to c1, but why not grab this guy? Yeah, winning up the exchange. Okay. Continuing. I'm drawn to this square and this square right away. Oh, this one's pretty. Why was I drawn to this one right away? Because of this coordination intersection square. We're covering all of these, and we have this one covered. If we could only guard these three. This one's a beautiful queen sack. So here takes, then this move gets to land with check. Queen has to block, we take the queen for mate. Okay, let's put it on. Check, and checkmate. All right. Black to move. Let's see. We are down a rook. We better make something happen fast. So I'm expecting that we don't allow this queen exchange. So, and I don't see a good check on move one. I'm looking at this square again. So this was similar to the last puzzle. The queen g3 move. I think it might be queen g3 in this one as well. But not right away. Or no, actually, yes, right away. I'm going back and forth on this now. We maybe could begin with this one. No. If we do this, the bishop gets to recapture and say check. Ah, okay, so I'm assuming then we duck the queen exchange and assume an aggressive post. Hitting a lot of stuff, the queen cannot be chased away from there, and we're threatening bishop takes knight. If the knight is saved, in the only way that I see, with knight g1, then we can push with h3, and this bishop doesn't have a move. Doesn't have a move from this current position. That's something that I could have maybe highlighted to begin with. I don't really have another candidate move to be considering here. I don't see anything great happening with this rook, this knight. I guess I could look into a pawn advance. But oh no. Maybe we have an in-between move taking the rook first. But there's different moves. Here, the rook maybe moves. I'm thinking it's this one. Straight away. But what exactly would be wrong with this one? If queen takes queen, we take the rook with check. And then we're down a full rook. Yeah, so we would just be maybe having an even exchange there. With this sequence, we're close to winning not only a minor piece, but maybe there's stuff that can happen on the H file. So how might it play out? Queen g3, knight g1, h3, and then I guess white has to capture on h3. We take. We're threatening mate on g2. Captures king g1, and then maybe we get over to the h file while our queen is on the h file, and we're threatening queen h2, queen g3, all sorts of mates, and these guys are just not doing anything to threaten our king. So we have quiet moves in our back pocket that can be helpful down the line. So I'm going to start with this one. Yeah, okay. So no knight to g1. Rook takes pawn, so we simply scoop up this rook. I guess it's going to say puzzle end. I don't think this check does anything. Can block with the knight. Maybe even move the king. All right, let's just recapture. Okay, so what I want to test out is this one. Let's say knight g1. h3 is the only move. Yeah, so let's say take. You could defend like that. I was pointing this out. And rook to h8. That's a win. It's not best. Queen g3. And then, okay, nothing with the rook. A pawn advance or a knight approaching the king. Okay. Let me look at this one straight away. Rook f2. And then queen g3. Oh, now the rooks are... Yeah, I have only helped activate the white rooks with this. Okay. 2 back-to-back queen g3 winners there. Let's continue. Okay, I'm looking at this one straight away. Have a fork. What else would it be? I'm not sure. Oh, this move, I wonder if the bishop can distract our queen from defense of the bishop. So if this and then bishop here, queen takes bishop. Queen takes bishop. I believe this is how it's going to play out. And if we were to take the knight, they take our knight. But I believe after this and bishop here, chop, chop, we can save our knight with an attack against the queen while also defending our pawn on e4. And then I believe we're next ready to win the piece on f3. So I think this is it. What's helping me out here is knowing that white has to be disruptive in some way to this, our queen. What's going to bother us? Potentially a check, no check here. The next line of thought is, well, can they bother our queen? They could. So that's definitely something that's will be grabbing our attention. And I believe that's going to be our way out of it. So let's see if that's how it plays out. e4, yeah, bishop a6. So we chop here, and we save the knight. Hit the queen, and then we're ready to take the knight. Okay, or if this move is played, we resolve this tension, and then scoop up the knight. Okay. Continue. Black to move. Back rank issues. Unprotected rook. All right. We're down a piece. We have a pawn for it. We're down a knight. So some moves like this, I'm not really seeing work out because the knight takes and our queen can't get to the back rank. But we have this check and this check. This one I don't like because after the knight blocks, we have to deal with a threat against our queen. So now I'm looking at this one instead, because white's reaction is strictly defensive. Knight f1 would have to be played. And then we could throw that second major piece on the back rank. And I'm not seeing a great way for white to defend the knight on f1. The queen, she can't. She's the only one that can maybe help out, and it's not there. I think that's going to be it. Queen in the corner with rook b1 to follow. What other moves might be played in this position right here? Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe just a flight square. But I'm assuming after we grab the knight, it's going to be puzzle end. Let me try this one. Yeah, queen in the corner with then rook to b1. I don't see anything else to do. Yeah, puzzle end there. g3. If it did play out, we take the knight and check here. Save the bishop to release our queen from a defensive role. Or we could continue to push the king forward. Save the bishop, and now, yeah, there's still a lot of pieces, and this king isn't going to be so happy. All right, we didn't have to go that far, but that's the idea. It's coming down to which square to go to with the queen from this initial position. Okay. On we go. Oh, this is another pretty one, I think. All right, I'm looking at this one right away, a queen sacrifice, even though it's covered. But, yeah, this one, knight takes, pawn takes. If the king were forced to f1, we would have this for mate. But that's not true. I am seeing the solution now. Yeah, if it was forced to go here, that would be a cool move. But the king would have d2. So, if our queen could get here on move 1, it's mate on the spot. And we could force that because we have a nice forceful move right here. So I was initially looking at f3, bunch of stuff pointing there. And another one is the queen is indirectly viewing d3, and that would be awesome if she could teleport there. All right, so we can make that happen. Knight check, the bishop has to take, and we have mate next. All right, continuing. Okay, that was a short session. We got to 22:05 with that last one. All right, I'm going to stick with what I said I was going to do, which is to just work on some puzzles in the 2100 area. So I'm going to stop there. I wasn't expecting it to be that small a group of puzzles, but let me stop there, and I have some more work to do. This is becoming more difficult for me with the difficulty going up, but I'll be looking forward to doing another session with 2200 rated puzzles. I don't think that this session was... I was expecting it to be a bit more challenging, if I'm being perfectly honest, but maybe I kind of lucked out in a way with the difficulty level. But anyhow, yeah, I'm going to stop here. Feel free, as usual, to leave any feedback to this small set of how many? I think I started at 56, so just a group of 7. Okay. Yeah, feel free to leave any feedback. Maybe let me know how you did with these puzzles, and I'll catch you in the next video. That's all for now. Take care.